So the question going into this past weekend, really it felt quite simple after losing 2 of 3 to Alabama and then losing 2 of 3 to Tennessee after OU had lost back-to-back SEC series. It felt real simple. You got knocked down. How were you going to get back up? Were you going to get back off the mat after losing back-to-back conference series, which you're not used to doing that with this program? And how did this team respond? They responded with a home sweep over a top 15 Mississippi State team. So just overall, big picture-wise, when you just look at it that way and don't get into the specific innings or specific players of this weekend, which were very good, by the way, very, very good. Even the bad, I think, at times ended up being very good. But just from an overall sense, they got knocked down, and did they get back up? They did. They got back up, and they were very resilient this weekend. Just some good softball. They responded several times. I'm never going to complain about a sweep in the SEC, and I'm definitely not going to complain about a sweep against a top 15 team nationally. Mississippi State's got a very good offense with maybe the best hitter in the entire conference. So I say to Oklahoma, winning on Friday the way that they did, coming back and winning the doubleheader on Sunday, salute to this team. Good stuff. Very, very good stuff. Apologies for not keeping up more throughout the weekend. My wife and I, we were with some friends out of town. We're actually in New York over the weekend. So back at it now, ready to cover this series. And of course, look ahead to the huge series against Texas coming up this weekend as Oklahoma still in contention to win an SEC regular season crown. But let's break down both of the games from Sunday. And let's start with game one. And the thing about game one and game two on Sunday is there's a lot of similarities with both. And how about you get down 4-0 after the top of the first inning? You know, I've been singing the praises of Audry Lowry. I think she's the second best arm that they have. They may need her to be the second best arm. When is she going to get an SEC start? That was one of my 5 biggest storylines going into the weekend. Well, she got her first SEC start since the opening SEC weekend against South Carolina, and it didn't go well. It really didn't go well at all. Lowry starts the first game on Sunday, just a third of an inning. Didn't even get out of the first inning, just gets 1 out, and that's it. Gives up 5 hits, 4 earned runs. Not a great start, and you're certainly not feeling great about this doubleheader that you haven't even gotten to the plate yet, and you're already down 4-0 against a pretty good Mississippi State team. So this team in that moment, I think that they had to make a decision. How was this game going to go? And whatever their decision was for that one was going to set the tone for the rest of the day. It's not like this was a single game on Sunday where they had already won the series. They needed to win one of the 2 of these doubleheaders. In the very top of the first inning, you're already down 4-0. This team could have laid down and said, well, I guess we'll wait until game 3 when Sam Landry's pitching. Maybe she can bail us out again. But here's probably where I'm the most excited coming out of this weekend is that they responded. 2 times on Sunday, they got down big after the top of the first inning, and they responded in multiple ways immediately after. And yes, whereas the Audry Lowry start wasn't great, and it does make you a little bit nervous about things moving forward, there did end up being some good from that, and the good was Isabella Smith. Like, that's the best outing that Isabella Smith has had since when? Relief outing, start. Like, when's the last time Isabella Smith did something even similar as to what she did on Sunday? Was it before SEC play even began? That may be the case. We may be talking about well over a month. 4 2/3 innings for Isabella Smith, putting the game in a very difficult situation, finds success as soon as she goes out to the circle. 4 2/3, 3 hits allowed, just a 1 earned run. It's the longest relief outing for any OU pitcher this year. You had to have it. You had to have it. And Isabella Smith has not been very good over the course of the past, month and a half, couple of months, but she needed to be good in that spot, and she was. So I think you got to give all the props in the world to her. Does this mean that she's going to get more opportunities against Texas this weekend? I mean, we'll see. There are certainly spots up for grabs right now in OU's rotation, but you had to have that in the circle, and you got it. So Isabella Smith, one of my big-time players of the weekend. That's one way you responded. You weren't good in the circle early on, and you had other players or other pitchers behind Audry Lowry that picked her up, the offense responded as well. You get down 4-0 at the top of the first inning, and it's hard not to think that, oh, geez, this could be a long day. But then you get 3 in the bottom of the first inning. Pickering hits the home run and kind of sets everything up for that inning. You don't have the lead going into the top of the second inning. You don't have the lead, but all of a sudden the total dynamic of that game changed as soon as you got 3 in the bottom of the first inning. And that's something else that I come out of this weekend saying, you know what, it wasn't perfect, and that wasn't Oklahoma's best softball, but I at least love the way that they responded when they were put in tough situations. That totally changed the dynamic of the game. Mississippi State goes from having all the momentum, OU's back on its heels, to OU responds and cuts the lead to 4-3, and all of a sudden, you're feeling pretty good about things going into the top of the second inning. You're probably saying to yourself at that time, okay, that was rough, but we got out of it. We're only down 1 run. Let's go win this game, man. And that's what Oklahoma did. The bad ended with some good throughout the day. Pickering was exceptional, 2 for 3. She hit the home run I just mentioned, had an RBI, and she had a walk. Ella Parker, that was good stuff from her, 2 for 3, scored 3 runs, had a couple of walks. Sid Sanders was good, 2 for 3, had a double, scored a run, and a couple of RBIs as well. And Sam Landry came in when you needed it. She got the save, I believe it was a 5-out save, and didn't allow a hit, didn't allow an earned run. Oklahoma wins that game 6-5 to win the series against Mississippi State. You found a way. It was an extremely gutsy win. I'll certainly take it. I also thought it was a really big win as well. Really big win for Oklahoma in game 1 on Saturday. And one thing that I noticed, and I want to pull up this tweet, I believe it was Amanda Scarborough who was on the call. And, I mentioned in some videos last week that OU just looked very passive at the plate, and Patty Gasser was kind of saying the same things in the in-game interviews at Alabama Sunday and Monday. Amanda Scarborough knows what she's talking about. She says, OU softball swings and at-bats look drastically different than when I saw them in Tuscaloosa. So much more intent, very aggressive, swinging with authority. And I think that's exactly right. And though I saw a lot of your tweets, some of your tweets are at me, DMs, you weren't very happy with the way things are going. And that's fine, but I think that you also have to admit that that offense looked a lot better. They were swinging with more intent. They maybe weren't chasing as many bad pitches. They were squaring up more balls and hitting them hard than they did at Alabama. Because if they go down 4-0 against Alabama at the top of the first inning, it didn't feel like the offense had a chance to crawl and get the team out of a hole, and they did that a couple of times on Sunday. So you win game 1 on Sunday. We got the series win. We feel good about ourselves. And I guess we're just going to roll Sam Landry back out there. And, hey, if we have a similar offensive performance, heck, maybe we were even talking about a run rule in this game. But you go back out with your best, and Sam Landry has, the roughest first inning that she's had the entire year. All of a sudden, you're in the same spot again. You're down 4-0 after the top of the first inning. Dang. Well, we crawled out of that hole last game. We've already won the series, but, man, it would be really nice to get that sweep, keep pace with Texas and Texas A&M, and really kind of push for more wins, top seeds in the SEC tournament nationally. I mean, all the reasons why you would want to get a sweep. And then with your ace, and this isn't supposed to happen with Sam Landry, you're down 4-0 after the top of the first inning. But what did OU do again offensively? They responded. And this time they didn't respond with 3 runs, but they responded with 2 runs. That early deficit was cut in half. So just like it did in game 1, the total dynamic of game 2 was changed in the bottom of the first inning. 4-2. I mean, we came back last game and cut the lead in half again. Let's go. We can do this. That's exactly what they did, man. Like just the response. It wasn't perfect. They're going to have to be so much better to win the series against Texas, to win the series against Florida, to ultimately put themselves in position to win a national championship. I think that we can all admit that just overall what it looked like, the pitching, especially early in games, wasn't good enough. It's got to be better. But even when it's not good, they responded. And I'll give that team credit because they hear all the outside noise. I know that they feel all of the outside pressure as well. And when the pressure was really mounting yesterday consistently, they always found a way to punch back and get themselves right back in the softball game. And I mean right back in the softball game. So you cut it in half, and then you go to the top of the second inning, and Mississippi State scores again. So they punch you back after that, but then you respond with 3 runs of your own in the bottom of the second inning. And it was just the theme all day. It almost kind of made you feel good if Mississippi State did score some runs, because you thought, well, in the bottom half, we're going to get them all back, or at least half of those back. Isabella Emerling had the huge 3-run home run in the bottom of the 5th inning. Happy for her, excited for her. There's been, and I've even brought it up as well, kind of her performance throughout SEC play. Do you feel any better about catcher after this weekend? She got all the starts. I thought she performed, certainly that 3-run home run yesterday really helps things out. But hopefully Isabella Emerling she's going to respond after not getting to start against Alabama last week on Monday. So maybe that was kind of a turning point for her in her season. I certainly hope that's the case. Nelly was fantastic yesterday. That's what a captain does, guys. You need the offense. She gave you the offense. She hit not just 1, but 2 home runs yesterday. And I think that there's plenty of times this year where Nelly has really earned that captain title. And not even just necessarily the rah-rah or getting the team together. Captains got to lead by example, and they got to produce in clutch spots. And for her to come through with 2 home runs yesterday, I thought was huge. How about the weekend from Hannah Coor? She had a great weekend at the plate. Multiple home runs. Had some first at Love's Field. I thought she was fantastic defensively. Defense was good throughout the entire weekend. Hannah Coor made some really, really nice plays. She is such an athletic, such a good center fielder. And, the word that I would use is actually the same word that DJ Sanchez used yesterday for Sam Landry. She was not good giving up 4 runs in the top of the 1st inning, but she came through when you needed her to. She was very resilient, is that word. And she ends up with a complete game, 7 hits, 6 runs, 6 strikeouts, 3 walks, 12th complete game of the season for Sam Landry. She didn't start it off well. She gave it 5 runs in the first 2 innings, but she was resilient. She stayed in the game. And as her offense picked her up and helped her out, she kind of gotten stronger and stronger and stronger as the game went along. And that's how you complement each other. Complementary football, you hear that all the time. Well, that's complementary softball. Maybe one side isn't playing all that well. Well, hey, we got you. Defense, offense, we'll pick you up. We'll get you back in a spot. Just stay in the game and finish this thing out for us. I thought, complementary may be a very good word to use for yesterday's game. Not that the pitching and the offense were in sync necessarily and hitting on all cylinders, but the offense really kind of helped out the pitching yesterday when they really, really needed it. And I thought Sam Landry was really good after the second inning against a good Mississippi State offense. I think that they're a good offense. Sierra Sacco is as good as it gets in the SEC. 15th comeback win for Oklahoma, tied for 3rd most in all of college softball right now. It wasn't perfect, but I'll take it. It's a series sweep, again, over a top 15 Mississippi State team that's definitely making it to the postseason, and maybe they're even a team that you see in a super regional somewhere, for sure. But it's now Texas Hate Week. You guys know what week it is. It's Texas Hate Week. Horns will be down all weekend long as we got a big time series coming up. Early week thoughts, I'm really excited just to see what this team does in this spots. With so many people watching nationally, if you care about college softball, you're going to be watching this series. It's the biggest series of the weekend, and it's definitely one of the biggest series that we've seen the entirety of the season, maybe just the biggest series that we've seen overall so far this year. It's a huge deal, and I love the way that this team responded to some adversity on Sunday, and now I just kind of want to see how they match up against a very, very good Texas team. You got them at home, so you'll have the crowd behind you, but how does this team respond in a situation like this? I clearly hope OU wins the series, but I'm just very interested and very excited to see what they do with this opportunity. As of Monday morning, Oklahoma currently ranked 5th in the Softball America poll. Tennessee now at number 1, A&M at 2, Texas at 3, Florida State at 4, and then there's Oklahoma at 5. Arkansas up to 6, Oregon at 7, Florida at 8, UCLA at 9, South Carolina at 10. The SEC is just so loaded, it's insane. So according to Softball America, and we'll see what some of the other polls say, this is a top 5 matchup this week. Number 5, Oklahoma. Number 3, Texas. And can't wait. Can't wait to cover it with you guys. And as always, drop your thoughts in the comments on kind of what you're thinking. But big weekend coming up, and I'll certainly take that series sweep over Mississippi State. Appreciate you guys as always. Thanks for watching and listening.